Beneath the soil of the New World, a sleeping giant begins to stir. The Solenopsis Invicta, the red imported fire ant.
Blind aggression, unyielding loyalty. They are the ultimate biological weapon.
Deep in the bunker, the queen, the heart of the empire. She is not a ruler, but a prisoner of her own biology.
To build an army, she needs resources. To get resources, they must kill.
A synchronized exodus. Millions of genetic gambles taking to the sky at once. A titan approaches, a wandering tarantula spider, unaware it has stepped into the kill zone.
The sentries signal the alarm. The colony mobilizes instantly. First, they bite to hold on. Then, the stinger. The beast fights back with overwhelming power.
They find the weak points, the joints, the eyes, the soft underbelly.
Solenopsis venom is a complex cocktail of alkaloids. It burns like fire. It paralyzes.
Efficiency is the law. Nothing is wasted. The harvest fuels the engine. The body of the fallen giant is transmuted into new life. The colony has survived another day. But the war never ends. Resources are finite. Neighbors are enemies.
The storm has passed. The earth is soaked. The signal has been given.
Deep within, the royal caste awakens. The winged princes and princesses. The workers secure the perimeter. Nothing must interfere with the launch. For the first and only time in her life, she defies gravity. A synchronized exodus. Millions of genetic gambles taking to the sky at once.
The competition is fierce. A single queen is overwhelmed by desperate males, forming a chaotic mating ball high.
For the predators, it is a feast that falls from the sky.
The deed is done. She is now a queen, carrying the future of an empire.
His life mission is complete. His genetic legacy secured. He is now expendable.
She lands alone. From millions, only a few survive the flight. Her true ordeal begins now.
Wings are a liability underground. To build a home, she must destroy her freedom.
She must disappear before the nocturnal hunters emerge.
She will not eat for weeks. She dissolves her own muscles to survive. She sacrifices her own body to feed the first generation. It is a race against starvation.
The silence is broken. The long siege is over.
The engine is refueled. Now, the true expansion begins.
One colony becomes two. Two become 1,000. The engine of the Empire is running at full capacity. They have conquered the land. But nature has one final test. A test of water. The choice is simple: adapt or drown.
The earth has turned to water. The fortress has fallen.
They build a raft not of wood, but of their own bodies.
The bottom layer forms a waterproof hull. They are the sacrifice.
A lifeboat in a world of death.
From below, silent suction. One strike, and the edge collapses.
From beneath the flood, the hunter strikes upward. Leave no one behind, unless necessary.
The raft isn't red, only the passengers are, and a stranded hunter has noticed. A desperate leap, and the raft becomes a battlefield. This is not a guest, it's weight, and it threatens the raft. They don't fight everywhere. They fight where control is won.
A fatal mistake. There is no sanctuary here.
Nothing is waste. The enemy becomes structure.
At night, warmth is survival.
Drifting into the unknown.
The future stays dry. They don't celebrate. They rebuild.
The Queen touches land. The march begins again.
But they landed in enemy territory. They don't charge. They arrive by the thousand. Tired, outnumbered, and cornered.
Retreat is the only option.
They don't sleep. They listen. This island is a battlefield. Rest now. Tomorrow, we war.
This. As the colony fractures, the true cost of the Civil War becomes clear. Thousands clash on the field of battle.
Two empires, one border. Peace is not an option.
One is aging. The other is growing.
One touch, and the lie is exposed.
No retreat. No negotiations.
The signal spreads. The colony becomes a weapon.
Total war. No prisoners. No mercy.
And then, impact.
First, they hold. Then, the sting.
Strength means nothing when you're outnumbered. A grinder, not of steel, but of biology. In here, there is no front, only pressure. The mind is a battlefield too.
Strategy. Flanking. Encirclement.
The line is broken. The gates hold until they don't. They steal the future and rewrite it. A crown is defended with bodies.
Even queens fight when the room collapses.
Numbers become gravity. When the shield breaks, the heart is exposed.
The head of the snake is cut by 1,000 needles. First they blind the signal, then they end it.
When the queen stops, the colony stops. Without the queen, there is no colony, only surrender. The old world is thrown away.
War ends. Logistics begin. One empire remains. The ground forgets slowly.
The Fire Empire is born in conquest.
But not everyone died. Hope moves quietly.
A single speck can restart a war.
Bodies become infrastructure.
Even giants drown in numbers.
The earth is their weapon. Mercy has no traction here.
They rewrite directions to death.
A 1,000 stings in one breath.
Conquest becomes construction.
No witnesses. After war comes recycling. Power is measured in traffic.
The border moved to their door.
One survivor is enough to ignite the next age.
The world delivers new prey. And they will take everything.
We are hungry.
Victory creates a new enemy: hunger. A million mouths demand protein. If the queen slows, the whole city slows.
Small meals no longer matter. They need a giant.
Above the ground, one gust can rewrite a life.
The sky, let's go. On the ground, weakness has a scent.
One scout is enough.
A signal written in chemistry.
Minutes. That is all it takes. They do not rush to kill. They rush to control. The smallest openings become battlefields.
A million bodies. One decision.
They do not rush to kill. They rush to control. Energy burns fast when fear is the fuel. Instinct meets an army.
In this war, mercy is not a strategy.
Immobilize. Then transport. When daylight ends, efficiency begins. A city that never sleeps.
They start where defenses are thin. They don't just kill, they process.
A highway built in minutes.
Strength is measured in what you can carry.
Heat leaves. The harvest remains. Efficiency is the colony's only law. In one night, a giant becomes parts. Nothing is wasted. The land pays a price. The feast becomes growth. Protein turns into numbers. A factory with no machines.
Not one colony, a system.
Where they expand, others vanish. They do not hold territory. They consume it. Every vibration is a question.
Tools? No, only jaws.
Information travels faster than food.
Once built, the machine keeps running.
An apex predator does not need teeth. It needs numbers. To live here, you learn to disappear. They vote with their feet.
Borders exist, even underground.
The city rebuilds itself in flesh and time.
Famine is forgotten. Expansion is remembered.
The hunt starts again. After a giant, even a small meal is easy.
They turn abundance into absence.
A living map. And it is only beginning.